Hello and welcome back to Off the Post. In today's episode, I'll be discussing the top 3 England players against Uruguay. But before that, as always, please like, comment and subscribe. It's very much appreciated and it goes a long way with me build a small community on my channel. We've recently just hit 300 subscribers. We've done my target. Can we go do our next one? Can we get 500 subscribers? Please, let's go and hit it. But yeah, just want to say a massive thank you for the recent support on our most recent episodes, all the likes and the comments on social media as well. Definitely need to go and notice. And yeah, just want to say a massive thank you for the support, really. But yeah, let's get straight into the episode, shall we? England drew 1-1 with Uruguay at the weekend, and for me, this game did have a lot of potential there for the 35-man squad. I still don't know why there was 35 players on the bench in the starting 11. All together, that bench looked fully stacked with the best England players available. Honestly, I definitely thought this was going to be a walk in the park for England against Uruguay. They've only got really 2 or 3 standout players like Valverde, but other than that, not really any other players to note, if you like. Anyways, so I did actually think England were gonna blow them out the park, win 2-3-0, easy as you like. But it just wasn't like that. That wasn't the case, was it? Uruguay made it so difficult for England in this game, and they got a decent result. Thanks to Valverde scoring a penalty in the last minute, of course. So that does sort of bring me on to the first successful player on this list, and it has to be Ben White. Now, this might be a little bit controversial because even though he did score the goal, he sort of gave away the penalty that led to Uruguay to score that equaliser in the late 90th minute, whatever. And it was a little bit unfortunate because Ben White overall, he was having a fantastic game. Defensively, he was solid. Lack of concentration, lack of immaturity, if you like, sort of stick his leg out in the air. Maybe he probably shouldn't have done that because it sort of catched the Uruguay player, one of the Uruguay forwards at least. Anyway, so from that point of view, it was a little bit reckless, you could say, from the Arsenal defender. But overall, had a fantastic game. Lovely goal from a set piece. Obviously, he was in the back post. The ball sort of was sort of headed onto him, and he sort of just tapped it in from like 5 yards out. Maybe not even that. But you know what I mean. I do like Ben White, to be honest. He wasn't even in my pick. He wasn't even in my list of England players when I did the video a few days ago. I didn't expect him to be in this England squad just because I'm pretty sure he retired from England. I'm pretty sure, didn't he? Or he said he wasn't going to be. He didn't want to be called up to any more squads. But because he wanted to concentrate on Arsenal and the Premier League and whatnot. Fair enough to him. But it does go to show that he's a fantastic player, even though he's not playing week in, week out for Arsenal. He's definitely a fantastic addition to their side and a fantastic addition to England. And maybe he could probably be a starting centre back in the World Cup. We'll have to wait and see. He's very versatile. He can play right back. That's where he is. He plays most of his games for Arsenal. So we'll have to wait and see what Thomas Tuchel does with him. I'm pretty sure he was at centre back in this game with Harry Maguire, so it did look very comfortable at times. There were times where they did get caught out a few times as well. So we'll just have to wait and see what the best combination is. Is it Ezri Konsa in there? Is it Margehi? Is it Harry Maguire? Is it Ben White? Is it Tamori as well? Because I'm pretty sure he played in that back four, back three, whatever it was. So yeah, that is my first player on this list. It was a little bit unfortunate, like he gave away the penalty. At the end of the day, what can you do? What can you do? It's one of those ones where he tried to win the ball and it just didn't pay off. Yeah, it's a little bit frustrating. Okay, moving over to the second player on this list, it's got to be Marcus Rashford, hasn't it? Honestly, the England international, the Barcelona winger at the moment, he's having a fantastic time in La Liga, in Spain. Don't get me wrong, he's not really starting that many games as he probably would have liked. He's definitely becoming more of an impact sub, but he's definitely got bags of ability still. He's definitely got the pace to shine. The dribbling ability is there. We've seen it from last season, going out as Aston Villa on loan. The performances were still there, and he's brought those. Now that he's back up, now that he's got his fitness back, fully fit, if you like, almost. You can see what he did, especially in this game. That one time where he sort of ran from the England box, the England half, right, to the opposition box, okay, the Uruguayan box. He ran past like 3 or 4, maybe 5 Uruguay players. It was exceptional stuff from Marcus Rashford. It was like the Marcus Rashford from old when he first broke through at Manchester United. For me, he definitely has to go into that England World Cup squad. On that left hand side, he could make that position his own. When you think the likes of him, Anthony Gordon, Breach Eze as well, he could definitely do that. For me, Marcus Rashford, he adds the pace into that sort of England side, if you like. He's probably one of the fastest wingers on there. He's probably faster than Anthony Gordon. It's probably quite close between those two. Other than that, you've got a Breach Eze, but he's not really known for his pace, is he? He's more, he's more of a technician in the box. He's more of a dribbler. He's more of a, he's got an eye for a pass rather than, a speedster. Just straight running with the ball like Marcus Rashford is. Marcus Rashford is so direct, isn't he? And he can hurt people with his strength. And his dribbling ability, just going past people, just bodying them out of the way. Honestly, some of the skill moves he was doing, the sort of transition from one side of the half to the next, and there were a few times he was creating a few chances as well. It was a little bit unfortunate that Dominic Solanke and Dominic Calvert-Lewin couldn't really convert the chances. And one thing, bro, about Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I was missing that chance. Honestly, I'll bring it over to my third player in a minute. I'm pretty sure he crossed the ball in for Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and that is Cole Palmer. Okay, he's my third player on this list, and there was a lovely delivery in the box from Cole Palmer. I'm pretty sure it was him. Straight onto Dominic Calvert-Lewin's head, and he was probably about, I want to say, another 5 yards out, open space in the box, and he heads it wide. What's he doing? Honestly, it was a little bit unfortunate that he couldn't have scored an England goal, because he has been great for Leeds this season, hasn't he? And a lot of people just say, he's only scored penalties, he's only scored tap-ins. I don't really like that, because at the end of the day, he's doing very fantastic. He's doing great to keep Leeds United in the Premier League, isn't he? For me, I didn't expect him to go on and do this. But anyway, that's just a side note for whatever reason. But moving back to Cole Palmer, for me, he did get the assist for the Ben White goal. He was looking very effective in the first half, in the second half as well, before he got subbed off, I think, for Phil Foden, I'm pretty sure. But he probably was the most outstanding forward, the one that was making the stuff happen. He was creating the chances. There was that nice link-up play with him and Jared Bowen. Him he sort of passing out wide to the right, and then Jared Bowen running into the box, and he couldn't really do anything with the ball, unfortunately for him. But there was a few times where Cole Palmer was just working it round. It was like Cole Palmer of old a few seasons ago, and that's what we need from Cole Palmer. He's like he's a world class. He's one of the world class players in this England side, okay, that can make things happen out of nowhere. We need his ability. We need him to be bang on form for Chelsea, for to get that motivation, to get that form for the World Cup, isn't it? So from that point of view, even though he didn't really do that much other than provide the assist for the first goal, I think it's a bit of a tricky one, isn't it, with Cole Palmer? Because I think the other two probably were a little bit better than he was, but he had moments of magic in the game. So we'll have to wait and see what happens in the next game against Japan in a few days' time. For me, I do. Watching England, it is a little bit tough sometimes, isn't it? Because it isn't free flowing football. The attack isn't like there isn't that many chances created. So when there is a chance created, you've just got to be so grateful. You've got to be you got to take every sort of chance you can, because they're not easy to come by, are they? Creating chances for England when it's under Thomas Tuchel, Gareth Southgate as well. So these England players need to be efficient, and they need to get it right first time. I want to give a nice little shout out to Dominic Solanke as well. I thought he was very effective in the first half. He had a few chances here and there, 2 or 3 shots that sort of went straight at the keeper, unfortunately for him, and potentially wide as well. So he was very good. Maybe he could be the second striker, just behind Harry Kane. We'll have to wait and see for the World Cup. But again, he's had a very awful year. Let's have it right. Dominic Solanke, he hasn't really performed that well, has he, under Thomas Frank, under Igor Tudor. So it's a hard one to say. Maybe he can score a few goals at the back end of the season. In these 7 or 8 games, maybe if he can help keep Tottenham Hotspur in the league, maybe he can claim that second striker spot. But for me, I don't know. Maybe Danny Welbeck should still be in this team. No, I'm not too sure. Isn't he the highest English goal scorer this season in the Premier League? He's got 12 goals, Danny Welbeck. So why isn't he here? Don't get me wrong. He does have purple patches. Don't get me wrong. He's probably one of the older players. He's probably the experienced player in there. but he still definitely does deserve his chance. I just don't understand why Thomas Tuchel didn't choose Danny Welbeck. Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, but yeah, let me know as well if you agree or disagree with my top 3 successful players against Uruguay, and let me know the top 3 players you want to see against Japan. No, that's a nice little segue. Yeah, before that, as always, please like, comment, and subscribe. It's very much appreciated. Goes along with helping me build a small community on my channel. We've recently just hit 300 subscribers. We're so close to getting our next target 500. Can we go and smash it? Only 200 away. Not that bad. Not that bad. And yeah, I just want to say a massive thank you for the recent support on our most recent episodes, all the likes and the comments on social media as well. Definitely going to notice. And yeah, just want to say a massive thank you really for all the support, because I really do like this. And just want to say on a side note, I've almost finished my 3rd year at university. I've got like 2 weeks left until I've got to hand in my my final assignments. So I might have to bring some more content, maybe more daily content if you want to see that. Maybe maybe 4 or 5 videos a week instead of 3. Maybe we'll have to wait and see what my schedule's like. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.